All right, everyone, we are here with War 7 against Matrix. Today I'll be taking in Mr. Negative, Silver Centurion, and Falcon. I will have Path 7 in Section 1 and Path 9 in Section 2. All right, so this first fight here, Doom on Vivified. I'm not expecting the Petrifies to reverse power gain from Mystic Dispersion, but I am kind of expecting it to keep Doom from actually gaining power. Now, a couple things here. I do have a Mr. Fantastic Petrify. That's just so that I don't have to deal with the aura at the start and dance around to wait for it to fall before dropping my SB2. My game plan is the same here as usual for other nodes like Power Snack, which is parry heavy, so I'm going to do it twice, but because of the modified combat rate, it's only going to be twice instead of 3 times, and we're going to bait out this SB1 here. Now, I meant to dodge, and of course that led to getting smacked. So now I'm baiting it out. We're good. I didn't actually need to retaliate there, so that was bad because now I got to bait out a second, and again, I did it, so this parry did not get off in time to refresh that Petrify. Not a big deal. We can evade counter here and throw the SB2. Now, where it is a big deal is we've pushed him to SB2. So now we're going to have to block just to safely solo the fight and deal with some block damage. So pretty safe fight, I'd say. Definitely can play it a lot better. Can probably even do it without the Mr. Fantastic pre-fight. Anyways, moving on, another Power Snack Mystic. However, I haven't taken Sasquatch here, so this is a big health pool. So I was actually kind of excited about it. Obviously, I'm using a rank 4 Mr. Negative, and all my other fights were with a rank 3, so we're going to do a bit more damage. But game plan here is the same as always, to parry heavy 3 times at the start, convert the light to dark by baiting in an attack instead of a special attack and doing the evade counter, and then building a little bit more light, mostly based off of baiting out a special attack, and then while he's below 1 bar of power, convert and throw the SB2. So here's the first one. He's not at enough charges really to trigger Wrath. However, he's getting close, and this is not going to kill him. So now that it's orange, this will be the last parry heavy. The rest after this evade counter are just going to be parry combos. I'd hate for him to go stun immune in the middle of charging a heavy and then me eat the hits. So we're safe here. We're ready for another SB2. We throw it. He's in Wrath. Now we're just going to let him melt. So I'm just going to keep backing up. And here I didn't need to block, but I just went ahead and did it. So down he went. Very tanky guy, but it was nice to see 2 SB2s take him out. This next fight was not planned for me to take. However, we ended up giving a death to this Modok here. So I'm going to go in and clean it up with Falcon. And my game plan was to try to get locked on without getting a disorient. And how I was going to do that was hit into his block and get him to dash back. And when he does that, I'm going to immediately dash back. And we're both just going to have like a holding block standoff, and that'll be enough time for me to get locked on without having a disorient on me. So there it is. So now I figure I'm pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and block bait heavies or hit into his block and bait heavies like this, just because there aren't really any abilities now that I'm trying to rely on while attacking him while he's locked on. You're noticing that I'm not doing full combos. It's because I don't want Modok's increased offensive ability accuracy or just ability accuracy to trigger auto block in the middle of the combo, and if I end up ending with a medium, that's going to result in hits in the face. So here I'm going to try, I did try to get locked on through a block, wasn't ideal, and there I threw the SB1 to maybe get some more hits and cycle the combo meter so that we can get high ground off. But pretty much the rest of this fight now while I'm locked on is me avoiding blocked hits and just kind of trying, and I didn't want to stun him because of window of opportunity, but a lot of block damage, but not a bad cleanup. All right, and then my last 3 fights this war, we're going to completely overpower this Havok with Silver Centurion. So he's kind of, I mean, he's just pretty much OP for this path and this matchup. So Here, he's going to be bleed and shock immune because of the armor up, so we don't have to worry about that. Because we have the armor up, we don't have to worry about plasma detonation, so there's that. We can block bait heavies for Havok, so we don't have to worry about one eye open. And we're going to actually heal. I thought about using a combat regen, and then I remembered the plasma debuff is just going to heal me the whole fight, so there's no point. So I used an invulnerability boost in case Havok's passive power game pushed him to SB3. But as you're going to see, the smart move is to bait out SB2 as soon as he gets to SB2 and not pushing him any further. But yeah, this is just a pretty smooth, pretty straightforward fight. You're letting the DOT take over. We are actually ready to lock on, so this is perfect. We're going to push him to SB2, bait this out so that he doesn't have any power when we throw our SB2. It's not a big deal because once lock on is ready, it's going to stay readied until we throw it. Now we've got some pause plasmas, so now we can go ahead and start ending combos with a medium hit, and that's going to create a burst damage. And what you're going to see is that I'm going to refresh the lock on with SB1 here, which is going to throw on a heal block as well since I'm running Resonate due to Mr. Negative. And unfortunately, he doesn't get this SB2 out fast enough for me to do any more medium ending combos, which is not a big deal. He's pretty much gone at this point. So just completely overpowering the node just because he's being Silver Centurion. Next, the whole reason I brought Falcon was Electro here. And since they removed window of opportunity on here, this node got a lot easier as long as you have a shock and bleed immune. However, because of locked on for Falcon, we don't have to worry about defensive ability accuracy, so we're never going to get a bleed or shock on us. We're also not going to take the shock damage from Thorns, so I did use a combat regen here. I was trying to work the AI to get a parry, but he wouldn't come, so we ended up getting locked on without taking a blocked hit. Here I'm just going to stop my combo when he's at SB1. We're not even going to risk the slow-moving SB2 and accidentally dexing too soon or too late. And we're just going to just completely own him. Falcon just has such an amazing attack rating when he's locked on, so fights go super quick as soon as you get locked on. And plus, you don't have to worry about anything. And here I could be parrying, but I have space. So I parried there because I knew locked on was ready, and I backed off, triggered it, and this will pretty much do it. Easy peasy. Last fight of the war for me is this Manthing here on node 47. You guys have seen me take plenty of other champions here, mostly Mojo here. And it's just such a smooth fight. Due to kinetic transference, this is going to be 2 parry heavies, bait out SB1, convert light to dark, and then get a couple more parries or heavies in to build just a little bit more light energy to push us over 10 dark energy when we convert it to throw SB2. And in that time when we're baiting SB1, we're actually going to be waiting out the indestructible buff, so the timing works perfectly. So here we are. We're actually going to end up pushing him after this evade counter to another SB1. There it is. We're going to bait this out. We're going to bank those buffs as light energy. We're going to convert it. We're going to throw SB2. The indestructible buff is gone, and now we're going to bully him against the wall. I was just knew he didn't have enough power to throw SB1 and just thought, hey. And then he triggers regeneration there with 2 petrifies. So just a completely overpowering fight. BG2 actually had its worst war of the season this war, going 3-4 here compared to their BG2. But we ended up winning the war 11-9. Which I'm happy we won, but 9 is not going to get the job done against some top-tier alliances. Neither is it going to keep us in competition for top 3, usually since sometimes it comes down to just a few attack bonuses between 3rd place, 2nd place. So we definitely have to do better. We were pretty much gifted that war. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys at the next one.